Hello everybody and welcome to my channel, Designed by D. If you have clicked this video, I appreciate you so much for tuning in and watching. On this video, as you can read the title, I am going to be talking about why I am becoming a full-time artist for 2025 and how. So if you are an artist of any kind, if you are an entrepreneur of any kind, if you are creative of any kind, I urge you to sit back, grab a cup of tea, or juice, or snack, and enjoy the show. Before I talk about why I decided to pursue art full-time in 2025, or before I talk about the how, I'm going to tell you about my story so far with art, my story behind my art, and my story of how I became an artist. So let's take a trip down memory lane, shall we? As a kid, I was always shy and quiet. My mom sort of described me like I was always in my own world. And I guess you could call it that. I guess you could say that I was always in my own little world. As a kid, in elementary, I got in trouble for drawing during class. I got in trouble for writing stories during class instead of doing my work. I didn't really have many friends growing up. I usually just kept my head down, like scribbling, sketching in a notebook, reading or watching anime or manga. And I was bullied for it. I was bullied for being a nerd. I was bullied for being different, because in those times, the schools that I went to, they were not into the same stuff that I was into. There was usually like one or two nerdy kids in the same class, but anime was not popular how it was back then. And we got shamed for liking anime, at least at the school that I was at. So during my teenage years, I usually would just have my headbuds in, scribbling, in class. If I had some free time at home, I would be scribbling in my sketchbooks. Nothing too, serious. It was just something how I passed time. I grew up painting. This skill was not encouraged by my family, but I did grow up painting. I grew up drawing things, and people were amazed at how skilled I was. People, were like, wow, you're 8, 9 years old. How did you draw this? How did you paint this? It would take me a really, really long time to draw something with really good detail. But when I did draw it, people just couldn't believe that I was that young and that I drew something like that. Unfortunately, I do not have any pictures of my old drawings, but you get the picture. Over the course of my life, my art is something that I did not take seriously until now. And the reason for that being is I didn't know at my core that that's what I am. I didn't know at my core that I am an artist. And you can have art skills. You can paint, you can draw, and you can do it really well. But the difference between being a great painter or being a great drawer, and the difference between being a great artist, is that an artist is something that you are at your very core. It's just something that you have to do. I can't really explain it. There's a word that I'm looking for. It's like a purpose. It's like something that drives you. But I did not realize that I am an artist at my core until this year, 2024. Now, a little bit about me. I grew up um, not from the best family, but because of that, I got married at a very young age. I got married at 19 just to escape my family, just to escape my mom. And what that did was it kind of forced responsibility on me at a very young age. Like, I didn't know how to be a wife at all. I didn't know what I wanted out of life. I didn't know what I was supposed to be doing with my life. I knew what I liked. I knew what I liked to do, but I had no drive, no mission, no motivation to go after it because I was just focused on this other person and what they wanted in their life and what we were supposed to do together. We were trying to get a house, we were trying to save up money, get a car, we were trying to build our lives up. But the thing is, you can't build a life together with someone else if you don't even know what you want your own life to look like. The whole purpose of getting married is to mesh two lifestyles together, to mesh two people together and their lives. And I was not able to do that. We were not able to do that because we didn't even know who we were. We grew up, fell in love in high school, and as we grew up, as we became adults, we were no longer those two teenage sweethearts that fell in love with each other. We were two completely different people. And of course, that drove me to getting a divorce. So, after my divorce, again, I tried living with people because I didn't want to live with my family. I worked jobs, multiple jobs, from job to job. And until finally I was able to save up and get an apartment on my own, get a place on my own. I just did that this year where I was able to save up enough at 28 years old, get my own apartment, and finally be on my own. So now I finally have the space and the means and the mind to sort of kind of get a picture of what I want out of my life. Because this is the first time that I'm living on my own. This is the first time that I'm able to figure out what I want, see what I want, see what makes me happy, you know? So I started off working as a cake decorator, February of this year, or no, it was November of last year that I got a job as cake decorator because I was like, I like art, so I'm going to do some art. You know, this is an artsy job. I get to decorate cookies and cakes, and I get to do all this fun, creative stuff, and I loved it. I loved my job. But of course, with every pros, there comes some cons, and you know where this is going. This job had a lot of cons. It was, the managers were really strict. They were breathing down my neck. They wanted me to be faster with decorating cakes. They wanted me to be faster with, you know, the cookies, piping the icing. They wanted me to move like a robot. I was fast, but I am not a robot, and they wanted me to move like a robot. So that was one issue. There was another issue with the coworkers fighting, and I was always getting caught between. It was just too much drama. But I did not quit. I still liked the job. It was right around the corner from my apartment. But anyway, one day I woke up really, really sick, and I couldn't come in. And I texted my boss. I was like, hey, I'm sick. I can't come in. And he got mad. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go to the doctor. Should be back to work tomorrow. I think I just have food poisoning. And instead of telling me to come back in tomorrow, he told me to take like 2 weeks off. I'm like, I don't need that much time off. He didn't respond. So this was their way of suspending me. This was something that they did there at the job. Whenever they feel like their workers were being lazy, they would suspend them. They would tell them to stay home longer than what they needed to. So I got suspended. And at this point, because of the toxic work environment, I needed some time to just like take a break from work. I was getting unemployment, but while I was looking for another job, but the unemployment was not enough to survive on. Honestly, I don't know how I was able to survive with 2-3 months without a job and unemployment, but I made it work. I did side hustles, I did all this other stuff on the side. But after I left that job, because I worked there for like a good 6 to 8 months, and I loved it. Like, I loved that place. But I would not tolerate oppression, and that's what it felt like it was. I feel like I was being discriminated against, and I was like, if this is how they treat their workers, I never want to work another job again. Of course, I didn't have a choice though, because as you know, bills pile up and bills come, and the bills never stop. So eventually I had to get back to work. So I started working at another place in August, but while I was doing this over the summer in that May, when my job suspended me and I said that I'm not going to come back, I'm going to start looking for other work. I texted that to him, and I went to go pick up my check, my last check, and he told me good luck. So that was in May. Over the summer of this year, of June, July, I used that time off of work to start exploring and going to different artist events and meeting other artists. And for some reason, it kind of lit this fire underneath me. It made me I learned so much about myself going to these events as an artist, as a performer, as a musician. Everybody was having fun. I got to learn from these different artists. I got to ask them questions. They gave me lessons. They gave me advice. And as I started going to these events, it was like a code opening up inside of me. That's the best way I can describe it. It was like the more different styles of art that I saw, the more artists that I met, the more it drove me forward to start painting new things and trying different stuff and really get serious and just take the time to just paint and create. Over the summer, I really started to see just how talented I was and just how gifted I am with my art and with my painting, because not everybody can do this. Not everybody can paint. Not everybody can make something look like this in 30 minutes. Like, the way that the process, how it unfolds, it happens so easily. It's like when I pick up a brush and I have this idea and I start painting it, it's like it just flows out of me. And not everybody can do this. That's when I realized, like, holy cow, I have a gift. I have a gift and I need to start using it. So as I started making art and showing up with my art, all these people started asking me questions about my art. They started complimenting me on my art, and it felt really good. And that led me to YouTube. That led me to seeing all these other artists who were full-time artists. It led me to seeing all these other entrepreneurs who were successful at what they actually did. And so, like, over September or October and August, I was really like going to the deep end on YouTube, like watching these other artists make it big, watching these other artists successfully launch their art businesses, like make all these sales and stuff. So I saw, when I was going to these events, how my art affected these people, how inspired they were by looking at my things. And it was like one of the best feelings ever, like realizing that my art inspires people. I feel like today we live in such a dry, monotone world where everybody is focused on money or the news or the media, all this other stuff happening in the world that doesn't, like, it matters, but people give so much attention to it that they don't focus on the things that matter the most, which is being a creator. And art is one of the ways you can be a creator. Art in all forms is one of the ways you can be a creator. And I realized that one of my missions that I want to do as an artist with my art is to inspire people. Because I've seen what it does when people see something that I've created, or when people see when I perform. People are elated. People are inspired. Like this one girl who saw one of my art shows just this November. She said that she hadn't painted in like months. She hadn't written anything in years. And after she saw my performance, it inspired her to go home and write again. And that's when I realized, like, okay, if I can have this effect on people, this is what I want to do. I want to inspire people to, and I know this is gonna sound really, I know this is gonna sound really woo-woo, but I don't care. I want to inspire people to make their heaven on earth by being a creator. I'm a very godly person. I'm not gonna say Christian because I don't even know if I consider myself to be Christian, but I go to church and I read the Bible, and one of the most important things to me is God's word, his prayer, which is, let God's will be done on earth as it is in heaven. That's in my profile info. What we want as artists, or if you do anything creative, that desire, that will comes from God. When we step into our purpose as a creator and we create things, that is putting God's will on earth as it is in heaven. Think about it. Heaven is like a paradise, right? It's filled with beauty. It's all these beautiful, nice things. Our heaven is what we are meant to create here. It's not something that we go to when we die and we rise up. Like, there are other realms out there that are like paradise, that are like heaven, but that's another video. We are here to create our heaven on earth through our gifts, through our gifts of creation. The same way God created the earth, that's what we're here to do. We're here to create our own world. Think about it. Everybody that's famous, everybody that's ever made something of themselves, it came from expression. It came from singing. It came from art. It came from being a content creator. It came from expressing and being a creator in some kind of way. And when you're passionate about something, the universe will reward you for it. So I'm saying all this to say, I am pursuing art full-time 2025 because I feel like it's my purpose. I feel like it's my mission. And a lot of things happening in my life have led me to this point. Like jobs falling through, nobody's getting back to me about a job. Everything that I needed, like one of my last job was working from home, taking phone calls. My computer died. My company wouldn't send me another one. Just small inconveniences like that. Every time I tried to pursue something, like God would just to put me in another direction. And I feel like that's what's happening right now. I could go into more details about it, but I really feel like I am being led to be a content creator and to be an artist full-time 2025. I feel like that's my mission. I feel like that is my my purpose, to inspire people. Throughout my life, I don't have a college degree. I could never hold a job because the managers would piss me off, or I wouldn't be appreciated for my hard work, or they would just do something to me to just make me leave that job. And my family recently has been on my butt about, like, well, you're 28, you're 29, you still have nothing going for yourself. you know, you should have been established, you should have had money saved up by now, blah, 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 blah. Well, I've realized that this is what I want to do. I'm going to give content creation and being an artist my all this year. No matter what happens, no matter if I become homeless, no matter if I lose everything, I'm going to be making videos. I'm going to be showcasing my art. I'm going to be working on my website. I'm going to be making prints. I'm going to be doing events. I am an artist at my core, and that's what I'm going to pursue 2025. So if you're someone who's watching this, if you're an artist that's watching this, and you feel that calling, many people do, if you feel that call, that pull in your chest, that like you want to pursue your art next year or start getting serious about your art, do it. Now's the time. This world needs art. This world needs beauty. It needs creators. It needs people to spread light. It needs people to spread enlightenment through the beauty of arts. And if you are gifted in any kind of way, it is your mission, it is your responsibility to put that light back out into the world. So, if you've watched this far, the how that I'm going to do it is, one is my YouTube channel. I plan on sharing what I paint, what I do, my journey of being a small business owner on this YouTube channel. So like and subscribe. I plan on getting this channel monetized either next month or by February. I'm going to start teaching art classes, and I'm going to start making more videos. Hopefully I can get a job being an illustrator, because some people have commented that I have really great art style. Like when I draw people, it kind of looks like comic book characters. So maybe I can also become an illustrator. These are just ideas. But no matter what happens, I'm going to pursue this full time. I'm going to give it my all. And last but not least, if you have watched this far, I have included a link in my bio on my YouTube profile and also in the description. Please donate anything to my GoFundMe, $1, 50 cents, whatever. Even if you can't donate anything, share my GoFundMe. This money is going to help me to get a camera, a computer, because I don't have a computer. I don't have a mic. Only thing I have is my outdated S21 smartphone, and it's on its last leg. So that's going to help me get a better phone. A camera and a laptop. It's going to help me fund my dream of being a content creator for next year. And I'm not even asking for a lot. And I will make videos showing you guys that I use the money to buy equipment for my YouTube channel. So please donate. If you don't feel comfortable just throwing away money, then buy something from my shop. It can be anything. I only have 2 items on there right now, but I would love to paint a gemstone painting for you guys. Also, sign up with my link at the very bottom of that website to stay up to date on any kind of new merch, any kind of new items that I'm going to be adding. So yes, please, your support means everything. Thank you for watching my story. Thank you for listening to my story. And I hope I will see you guys back on my YouTube channel, and I'll see you back on another video. Thank you for supporting me. Bye.